So I honestly feel kind of obligated to make this video at this point in time. Just kind of go through, meander through my journey of 2016 and maybe talk a bit about my goals for 2017. Seeing as I've done it the last 2 years, and I imagine there are a lot of people out there who are very excited to hear my words. But let's just get right into it. So, looking at my goals for this year, I've got kind of two options on the run at the moment. One of them is to go and get 3 200 mils, and the other one is to go and get 0 200 mils. I haven't quite made my mind up on whether or not I want to finish my goal yet, or if I do want to kind of drag it out a bit longer, keep it going as long as I can. But yeah, it really just depends on what happens in the moment. But anyway, 2016 was a pretty exciting year for me, honestly. I trained 3 skills in 2016. That was one more than the 2 skills I trained in 2015, so quite an exciting time for me. I spent the first few months finishing off fishing, or basically finishing off fishing. It was good. I liked fishing a lot, honestly, but I don't know if I could ever go back to it. It's easily the hardest thing I've done in this game so far, even though I did a fairly easy method by all sort of sources that talk about fishing. It was a lot of clicking for a lot of time. Like, by the time I was done, I'd spent almost 10 months to the day doing 180 to 200 APM for 6.5 hours a day, with one break. I think I took like one break and I went and played a video game for a while because I got bored, but other than that, I just fished the entire time, and I think I enjoyed it immensely. I think the snow fishing method I used, while not the best in terms of XP and efficiency, has got to be one of the best skilling methods out there in terms of just how satisfying it is to do. Like, the only thing I've ever done that comes close to it is the old 2S2G mining, where it's just very rhythmic. You've got that back and forth motion, you've got that up and down motion that kind of plays along with the animations of the character, rather than kind of being something separate to anything else going on. And I just think it was an immensely satisfying thing to do, and I've got no intentions to do a faster fishing method for the last of my stuff. I just want to enjoy what I did. But yeah, after fishing, I went on and did some rune crafting because I was extremely poor. I might have had like 20 mil to my name, 30 mil to my name that I could spend on things by the time I was done with that, because I was still imbuing and keeping up farm runs at the time. So yeah, I went and did astral runes, mostly because I wanted to cast magic imbue alongside it, but also because it was still decent money and decent experience, so there was no real reason not to kind of just go with that one instead of nature's. The other thing I liked about astrals is that it was very much a sit down and play sort of thing, which is what I appreciate a lot in the skill. I didn't have to worry about any sort of outside influences having any kind of hold. Like PKs didn't matter to me. And the way I looked at the money side of things, the money didn't really matter either. I kind of had more of an XP goal that I was going to get money alongside of. So rune crafting was good. I just sat there and made, a comfortable 1.5 mil probably over the course of, I think I did it for 6 months, with no breaks. So I went from 20 mil to 50, just under 56 mil. all at Astrals, probably playing 200 hours a month. It's kind of unfortunate that I did rune crafting because Australian server's still on out, and so I literally cannot do it very well. Banking is obviously like 2 ticks slower every single time, and it's a lot more difficult to get that instant craft from emptying the pouches on the second craft at the altar, but I don't know, I needed the money and I've got no other decent way to make it, and I don't regret doing Astrals. It was a good decision at the time, I feel. And then in, I think it was about October, I had enough money that I would have been able to slay comfortably, but not that I was able to do farming, but I still just kind of, this guy over here, trying to check out my bludgeon. But I had enough money that I could have started Slayer comfortably, but not that I could have also banked 200 more farming, which coming into last year was one of my goals that I was going for, and I have kind of just dropped that. When I started doing Slayer, I still kind of, sort of intended to do a bit of farming, but the first like 3 days or so, I was intending to, like not farm while I still kind of got a bit used to the kind of Slayer mindset, playing, moving around a lot and all that kind of stuff, because I spent a long time in quite static sort of in-game locations. So I decided to, not farm for a couple of days, and then I just kind of forgot to start farming again. I still had about another 2 or 3 months in supplies banked, and if I kept up, steadily selling some Slayer drops every now and then, I would have easily been able to get 200 mil, but I just couldn't be bothered. And I honestly love this kind of post farming life that I've got going on here. It's extremely enjoyable to not have to. I don't have to worry. Previously with my kind of school schedule, I had 2 choices. I could either wake up a bit earlier and do a farm run in the morning, and then do another one sometime at night. I get home at about 3, so I could have done it at like 5 or something, and I would have had no problems. And then I could have done my 2 magic runs a day that way. Or I could get home at 3, and I think I could hit the 320 magic tick. And then if I stayed up until 1, I think it was something like that, I could hit that tick. And as it so happened, I ended up on a schedule where I was going for both of them at night rather than one of them in the morning, because I couldn't be fucked getting out of bed that early just to do a stupid farm run. So I really went to sleep before 1 a.m. for, I don't know, like 5 or 6 months, and it kind of started to wear on me. And as soon as I stopped doing it, I had no desire to go back to doing that kind of stuff. And also, the bloody prices of farming have gone up a whole lot lately. It's ridiculous. I'm not justifying spending that much. I mean, I was watching my XP remaining go down and watching my GP remaining go up. It's not exactly how things are supposed to work. It's meant to be sort of, they go both down at the same time. But yeah, I did some herb runs for like the last little bit as well. I think I farmed a goodly amount of Torstovs. It was good fun. Just getting a little bit of side cash. But yeah, I didn't really interact with much of the game as a whole during that sort of period. And now I'm doing Slayer, and I'm out and about in the world being a sociable man, having people talk to me. I might not talk back so much, but certainly meet a lot more people out here in the big wide world of Slayer than I did on the Lunar Isle. There's a lot of interesting people who train Slayer. I'm actually quite lucky in terms of Slayer, because I play, for me, from normally I'd play from about 3 until 12 p.m. my time is sort of my time period for playing. Well, 3 until maybe 3 if I'm feeling particularly eager that day. And it's just about the most dead time in RuneScape. It's basically the time when no one's online. It's the time when I never have to worry about having hot worlds for Slayer, and it's honestly awesome. I love it because I've been on I'm on summer break right now, and I've been off for about a month and a half now, I think. And I'm waking up at 7, 8 a.m. for me, so that's 7, 8 GMT, and it fucking sucks. I often skip. If I get a Blood Velds task at the time, I skip it. I've skipped gargoyles sometimes because there's 4 people in every fucking world, and it's just disgusting because 2 of them are just going to be running around with aggro still active on the gargoyles, picking up everyone's coin drops and just kind of getting in the way, and it's just really, really annoying and not worth doing gargoyles at the time. But yeah, I one good thing about living here in terms of RuneScape is that there's never anyone online, and I can do Slayer just fine with these lovely static spawns. Also, Abyssal Demons at that time is abysmal. You can't be 2 people in every world. You find one, you got 2 people in each room, and then you'll find a world that only has one person in the other room, so you'll pop over in this room. By the time you've killed 20, there's already 3 people in the room next door, and another dude's showed up in this one right next to you, and he's trying to blowpipe half your crap. And it's just kind of irritating, but I end up just kind of spending a bit while longer than I should lying in bed in the mornings because I can't be bothered waking up to train Slayer. It's where tasks like Dark Beasts are good, Suqua are good. There's never really anybody hanging out in worlds at that sort of time, so I'm able to do those tasks in the morning, and often I'll skip or keep doing tasks. Like if I get a Blood Velds task or something, I'll do it even if it's getting kind of past my bedtime, just so that I don't have to wake up in the morning and do it then. But other than that, Slayer's been great. I think I kind of touched on my sort of experiences and my thoughts about Slayer in my last video. A couple of weeks ago, I kind of danced with the idea of swapping around my block list swapping around not really my block list, but how I was doing things to incorporate a lot more maging, so that I could try and get more magic XP by the time I got to Turn to My Strength. But I can't be bothered, honestly. I just want to get this stupid thing done with. I want to get this counter over and finished. So yeah, I'm sticking with my current Slayer loadout likely for the rest of this time. I've benefited quite a lot from updates that were made this year. Like the Catacombs are good. I get the Arclight and the totem pieces, which is exciting. I should be using them sometime soon. I've got 125. I want to wait until I get a full Black Demons task before trying to do them, and kind of get an idea for what the loot that he gives us, because I've got no idea what it actually is, and I haven't found anybody that's provided. You find people who've killed between 50 and 100, but they haven't recorded the drops for it. Why the hell would they do that? And so if you want to find a reliable estimate of loot from Skatizo, you just don't. So hopefully I'll be able to get a decent sort of idea of it. It'll be nice. Drop table buffs to Necreals and Gargoyles were good. Honestly, I think the updates this year were dog shit. I think this year was one of the worst in terms of, maybe not the quality of the updates, as in like the actual mechanical quality of them has gone up, but I think that the game feel quality of the updates has spiraled down massively, and they've gone to like complete and utter shit. Like the entirety of Zaya is a fucking joke, with the exception of like blast mining. Blast mining is really good content. They should remove Motherlode Mine and only have blast mining, because Motherlode Mine's stupid and blast mine's pretty much what they pulled for Motherlode when they made the PDC. The guy who wrote it, it was so much closer to blast mining than it was to fucking Motherlode. Motherlode's shit. But yeah, I think Zaya is complete crap. It's got a large amount of passive content on it rather than active content. So it's got Redwoods, it's got Wintertod, and it's got Soul and Blood Runes, and all of them are filthy. Like, they're disgusting. It's not the kind of content that people play. It's the kind of content that people do. They just kind of do it, and eventually they end up reaching their goal. They don't work towards a goal. You don't sit there and go, hell yeah, I'm going to sit down, I'm going to put all my effort into Wintertod today, or I'm going to make sure I do my best in Redwoods today. You just kind of sit there and eventually you reach your goal. And I think that's kind of negative to the game experience. And while some people might enjoy it, I don't think they should be allowed to enjoy it. I don't think they should be allowed to have it in the game, because it's just not contributing in any positive way other than lazy loser, mostly PVMers who just want to get bigger numbers or something. It's about the journey, it's not about the destination. You always got to remember that. Actually, though, there is one other piece of content on Zaya that I like. It's the Shazian house stuff, where you have to hunt down the bandits. It's really cool. That's like an awesome sort of little idea. You run around all the pubs beating up all the bad guys. I think if they balanced it a bit better and made it maybe viable for low level or something, it would be awesome, because that's a cool content idea that requires active play and isn't just brainless crap. And of course the community decided, oh, this is irrelevant because it's not efficient, so who cares? Well, I care. I think it's good content, and I think people need to give more credit to those sorts of things rather than sitting at Wintertod all day with the other 1,000 people on that world steadily kind of soaking in their own patheticness. But updates this year were not good, in my opinion. Hopefully next year will be okay. This year, sorry. Gotta get used to that. Fossil Island looks interesting. They really need to balance Hunter. Hopefully they bring out a method that's 200, 220k an hour, but no GP, because Hunter's really dumb. It's the least. It's probably got the worst balance in the game in terms of skill. The highest XP in our method just so happens to also be the hell are these retards doing? Also just so happens to be the highest GP in our method, and that's really stupid. Whoever did that is just an idiot and should be fired. Don't pander to the community, it's a bad idea. But yeah, hopefully those white salamander things they're talking about are good, because the maniacal monkeys were awful. It was another example of the sort of passive content that I was going on about earlier. You just kind of hang around in the room, and if you hang around there long enough, you'll get the levels. You don't actually have to do anything. It's pretty great though. Yeah, Raids is coming out. It's going to have all that Slayer gear that I'm not going to bother to buy, because I don't want to sell my loot, and it'll be too expensive early on. I just can't. I'm already using Staff of the Dead. That's ridiculously good at Smoke Devils, which is the only task I barrage. I mean, if I was barraging multiple tasks like Necros and Dust Devils and all that kind of stuff, I might think more heavily about buying the new gear. But at this stage, I'm really happy to not buy the new gear and just kind of keep going with what I'm going, because it's pretty good. I already killed Smoke Devils too quickly, so I don't know why I want to kill them quicker. Yeah, I hope raids are good, but not like good money. I hope they're not the best money in the game, because the way the community is kind of looking at it, it seems like they want it to be, the best money maker in the game because it requires the most levels in the game. Therefore, it should be the best money maker, rather than wanting it to be good playable content. And I think that's a really negative attitude to look at the game with. It's looking more for the kind of end goals you can get and looking for a more extrinsic motivation rather than looking for something that you can enjoy doing. And having people vote with that kind of mindset, I think, is just a wholly negative sort of way to look at things. Like the whole thing with 75 herb law, I think that's great. It encourages people to get in there and to enjoy it. And those overloads are only one part of it. There might be other parts of it that they haven't shown us that require higher levels. But since that one is 96, you've got all these fucking autists sitting there constantly messaging the Jmod saying, please make it 96, I've spent all this money on 96 Herblore, I don't want it to be devalued, because they're idiots and they tried to think about things too hard beforehand, hoping for the best. They should be punished for being retards and doing that kind of stuff rather than rewarded for being entitled little fucking babies. But it looks like the J-mods are a bit of a pushover, and it'll probably get pushed past level 75 for overloads. I think, it should stay reasonably low level entry requirements, but to do those sorts of things. But then the skill should come from the player skill rather than the player's skills, if that makes any sense. Yeah. Raids will be an interesting thing to come out, and then the only other things I've got coming this year are Fossil Island and something else. I can't even remember. I think I watched Runefest, but I don't remember much of it. I just kind of blanked. Anyway, 2017, what I'm looking to do is finish off strength, which I think I get between like 105 to 110k average because of Smoke Devils being like, if I didn't have Smoke Devils, I'd get like 125k now strength, 130. But since I'm doing them because they're a ridiculously good task, I get about 105k. I'm taking to 105k now strength, so that's, I don't know, 950 hours. So say that takes 4.5 months. That'll take a week, so we'll say we've got 5 months, and then I've got 33 mil agility, which will take 550 hours, so that's about another 2.5 months. So I'm looking at 7 or 8 months to go until I reach my 200 mil apparent goal that I've been telling people about. But I don't know. That'll put me in August or September, isn't it? 8 months, July or August. I don't know. I never really knew the month numbers. And then I'll be kind of pushed to make a fairly big decision whether or not I actually want to get the 200 mils, or if I want to kind of keep finding something else to do until I can get 200 mil magic at the same time. Because by the time I finish Slayer the way I'm doing it, I should have about 140 mil magic, and then I'll get about another 10 mil from agility, so then I have 150 mil. And I have to find something to do if I want to get that other 50 mil magic. And that's where the problems start to crop up, because the only other skill, or skills, kind of both, that I've got left that could do all of that in one are runecrafting and Slayer. I don't really want to do runecrafting because, I mean, I could go back into Astrals, but why would I? I don't need money. I've got no need for the money. I could do Nats, but again, I've got no need for the money, and it's even slower, and it doesn't give magic XP, so why should I say I could do Nats? Wouldn't do Nats, and the other option would be Lavas, which I think would honestly be absolute dog shit on my connection. I'd probably be lucky to get like 60 to 65k an hour, so I'm just not gonna, I probably won't do runecrafting. So that leaves Slayer or a combination of fishing, woodcutting and mining. But I don't know if I want to do, like, I could do one of them, like woodcutting would take me 1,000 hours, mining would take me 1,500 hours, But that's still not enough to get me to 200 mil magic, and I'm not sure if I want to commit to doing another big slow 200 mil like that and not even get my 200 mil magic out of it. So the way I'm looking at it is doing Slayer. And it doesn't really matter if I complete these 200 mils, because if I finish them, then they're done, and then I can move on to the other thing. If I don't finish them, I move on, and I can do the other thing, and it doesn't really matter. But at this stage, after I'm done with them, I'm looking at potentially coming back to Slayer or going on and maybe trying 200 mil rune crafting. I don't really want to do 200 mil mining or rune crafting because of the whole connection latency stuff, just making it really painful to do and knowing that I won't be getting anywhere near the top rates. I'd have to try them out and see if I truly enjoy the methods like I did with fishing. Like, I truly enjoyed snow fishing, so even though I was getting like 92, 95k an hour when I could have been getting like 100k an hour at that stage, because a lot of the stuff hadn't sort of been worked out yet with fishing, so I could have got like 105, 110. I was still happy to get below max rate just because I enjoyed the method so much, and I don't think I'd feel the same about rune crafting and mining, so it's a little bit hard to kind of justify that to myself. Oh, come on, dude, just fucking hop. Hobby cape, little shit, probably bought your account. An absolute loser. The other room's open. What are you doing? Oh shit, man. But yeah, I've really thought about going back and doing the old 2STG mining. I know it would be like half the speed, because I still don't have these. I got absolute shit rates doing that, getting 99 because of my connection. But god damn, it was so much fun to do. I sat there for like 14 hours a day while I was on like a 2-week break, just mining, and I didn't really do anything else because I wasn't confident enough to watch something at the same time. So I just kind of listened to music and mined for like 85 hours a week for a couple of weeks, and it was awesome. It was so cool. I just zoned the fuck out and lost myself in the world of mining. So, because it's just such a repetitive, simple action, and the current 3-tick granite method, 3-tick granite method doesn't look like it's got that same kind of repetition to it that the old 2STG had, so I don't think I want to do it. And so I've really put a serious thought out there for myself if I want to go and do mining it at 60k an hour or whatever crap I'll end up getting. I think it'll be a lot of fun. It'll be really inefficient, but it'll be a lot of fun, man. I can imbue with it because I'd still have to use bloody humidify for my water skins because I can't get the Desert Amulet 4, and I'd need to wear the mining cape because I don't have the max cape, so I can't get the regen bonus plus HP cape benefit stuff. So yeah, that's an option, and then coming back to Slayer is the other option. Potentially doing more barrage heavy task set if I can be bothered. Potentially doing dog if I can be bothered, but I'll work that out at the time. Woodcutting I don't want to do. I was kind of sitting there the other night before I went to bed. I looked at my scores page and I saw that I had 40 mil woodcutting, and I forgot. And I'd forgotten I had that much woodcutting. It's a decent sort of stab towards 200 mil. It makes a good bit of a dent in it, but I don't think I could do it again. It was not an enjoyable. It just brings back bad memories. So don't think I'll be doing woodcutting, but it is always there as an option because I don't want to do any other skills at all. Maybe thieving, but I do still get really pissed off at Pyramid Monday because the earns, they're completely random and you've got no control over it, and I know that it averages out over time kind of stuff, But while I'm there in the moment, clicking on the earn 5-6 times and getting bitten 5-6 times in a row, not getting the stuff, it doesn't feel like it's averaging out, and I just get really pissed off at it. So yeah, I don't think I could do permaplunder, and I don't want to do knights, and blackjacking is just disgusting, and there's no real other options for thieving, so I don't think I'll be getting a quick 200 mil anytime soon. And my quickest skill is still this, unless you want to include farming, but I don't know, I wouldn't include farming. My quickest skill that I've trained a decent amount is 1,000 hours of strength at 100k an hour, so kind of want to keep that theme going of slow skills rather than trying to rush XP. I mean, I hit 1 bill earlier, hit exactly 1 bill when I was doing a Dagonoth's task, which was kind of cool. Felt kind of shifty posting a picture of it though, because people might think that I was, making it up, because who the hell gets exactly 1 bill on a Dagonoth's task? If you want to get that, you got to go run over the arty wall like every other little basic bitch and their dog does. But yeah, I'm not. I've been getting a lot of total XP. I'd normally get like 60 bill a month, which, considering that's probably about 3 times what I got for this year, I would have got half of my overall XP in the last 3 months probably, just because I have so much overall XP. It's been kind of crazy because I was between 900 and 1 bill for like 6 months, and then all of a sudden I'm almost 1.1, and I'm kind of not meant to have high overall XP. It's not my deal. So I do have to take that into consideration when choosing which skill I end up doing next. But I guess other than that, I don't think I have too much I want to say. I went through the year, said that I don't really have any distinct goals. Said that all the updates last year were shit. I think that's about it. Suppose I'll end the video then.